The music industry has come a long way over the years, especially in the format by which it is distributed. I have set out to discover how the changing industry has impacted record stores, and more specifically, Exile on Main Street.
I'm Jeff Brandt. Am I supposed to look at you or this? Jeff Brandt. I own Exile on Main Street. We opened in 2004, so we've been open almost 4 years now. I got my first job in a record store. It was a local place on the west side of town. It was called Periscope Records, or Periscope CDs and Tapes is what it was called back then. So I worked there for 5, 6, 7 years before I moved away to school. And actually that store moved downtown. It wasn't too far from here for the last 4 or 5 years it was open too. Always been into video games, always been into music especially, so it's kind of combining all the stuff that I was really obsessed with when I was a little kid. Pretty much all I've done is hold record store jobs. I worked in a pizza place when I was 16 or 15 very briefly, and then when I was 16 I got lucky and got the job. The only high school kid that worked at the record store, so it was pretty cool. It was kind of lucky for me. I mean, this building was in the process of being built, and my old boss, who I worked for at the other record store, is one of the co-owners of this building, and I just came up with the idea, and there was basically space here. I pitched the idea to a group of investors that I thought might be interested in putting money into something like this, and it all just kind of fell into place. I mean, it was something I always wanted to do, but like, I never really thought the opportunity would necessarily rise because I didn't have lots of capital. I'm still here every day. How long have you been here? And oh my God, I walk by this place every day, and I can't believe I've never noticed it. And it gets increasingly fun to say how long we've been open because people are really shocked when I say 4 years now, and they. In a perfect world, we would just be a record-only store, but it's hard to do that, especially in a town this size.
What portion of your business would you say is from regular customers?
Most of it, probably 75% at least. But I mean, that number kind of increases a little bit all the time, just because we get somebody that comes in here and is interested in this kind of stuff I mean, there's other places that carry similar things that we do, but not really in the same way that we do. So there's a lot of people that'll come in here and be really surprised with what they see the first time, and then they're just compelled to come back in. So we have a lot of regular customers, so there's certain people I see literally every day, there's certain people I see every 2 days, there's people I see once a month. It's weird, because I mean it does affect us to some degree, but at the same time it kind of also helps us. There's a digital divide between people that like purchasing music in record stores and people that just go to iTunes. And like, iTunes has been so popular and so great for so long, but I think it's not on the downturn, but like, certain people are like tired of buying stuff via iTunes now at this point. Exactly. I mean, they're kind of waking up to, well, I'd rather buy this album this way or this album that way, but I mean, at the same time though, I can sell stuff online. Like my ability to sell stuff to other people that aren't even walking through my store via Amazon or eBay sales is, I mean, I wouldn't say that we couldn't survive without it, but it adds to the weekly numbers in a way that 10 years ago that wasn't really possible. That I can pretty much, via the internet actually, and how helpful it is, I can kind of run the whole store just from the register. I have a back office back there, but I don't really ever use it. I mean, it's just storage space. Vinyl coming back, though, I mean, is a huge thing for the record store. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how big it actually gets and what effect it has on CD sales, in a couple of years. But you can't download an LP, and that's something that, you can find in the record store. So. I don't play Time Pilot as much as I used to after I set the high score, because it took me so long to set it. It took me a year and a half of the store being up. So it already had this insanely high score on it. My wife's favorite game too, by the way. She's not a video gamer, but she loves Time Pilot. Time Pilot, Tetris, and Mario. And I got to get the phone.
It's all good.
Exile on Main Street. I love the University of Illinois, so I'm happy to have, one of the only record stores in town, like, associated with. There's kids probably that come here and like, oh, let's see what the local record store is like, and to have my place be that place is pretty cool.